Good morning, my name is TJ Manolis. I'm going to be talking to you about which paintball marker is best for the entry-level player, the Spyder Victor or the Tippman Custom 98. My first marker was a Spyder SE. It's the same basic construction as the Victor, just a little more advanced, but the same basics were there. On the other hand, I had several friends that played with the Custom 98. I've been playing for 16 years. And I started at the age of 14 playing with my friends back in the woods. And I always clean my markers after every use. I always tell every entry-level player, clean your marker after every use. It prolongs the life of your marker. It also makes it more reliable on the field. So as my friends and I grew up, they kind of moved on. A lot of them donated their gear to me, which allowed me to take several new friends out paintballing and introduce them to the sport. Through this, I kind of started a side business called Fear Not Paintball. It's about 7 years ago now. And at that time, I would take any kind of marker I could get my hands on just to increase the number of players that I was able to take out. In this, that also meant I was cleaning all the markers. And so I got to experience cleaning both of these, and I found that the Spyder Victor is the easiest marker to clean due to its construction. I'm going to go over some of the intricacies of these constructions here now. This diagram here is an exploded view of the Spyder Victor. You can see here, if you pull the blue pin straight up, you're able to slide the yellow primary bolt out the back of the gun. This will allow the user to slide a squeegee all the way through from the back of the marker all the way to the front, cleaning any kind of paint out. The green portion there is the spring assembly and the secondary bolt, and this is basically for recocking the gun for because these markers are semi-auto. So as you unscrew the back of that gun, and that'll slide the whole. You're able to slide the whole assembly out using warm water flowing over the gun. That'll clean off any kind of paint residue or anything there, and then dry it off. And then you lube the O-ring on the secondary bolt, and then slide the whole assembly back in and click the pin back into place. That marker is ready for use. The Tippman 98, on the other hand, is a little more complicated. This exploded view is a half. So this gun is constructed in halves. It is held in place. The halves are held together with 5 hex screws, so that requires an Allen key. Tippman usually provides that, but it still requires some tools. So as you remove those, you're able to pull the case halves apart. You can see here the yellow portion will start at the back of the gun. The yellow portion will have a tendency to kick out, and then the spring will shoot that yellow portion across the room. So you got to be careful not to lose that piece. Looking near the trigger area, there are several little blue dots there, and those are each little tiny pins that are captured in between the two case halves. These pins have a tendency to stick on either side as you pull the case halves apart, and then they'll fall out and roll all over the floor. These pins are tiny, very difficult to see, so if you're working with this, you want to make sure and work with it over a contained area that kind of stuff will fall into. Moving towards the front of the marker, up there at the top, number 19, there's a little green pin that I've highlighted there, and it's actually a little spring. This spring holds the ball feeder to the gun. Tippman did this so that they would have quick access for a squeegee while you're out playing. You can run a squeegee right through, you pull the ball feeder out, squeegee right through, move the ball feeder right back into place, and you're ready to go. On the other hand, in the cleaning portion, this little green pen is in a small recess or real narrow recess, and it'll flip right out and spring across the room. Very small, very difficult to find once it springs out. The last piece I want you to look at there is that little orange piece right there at the front of the gun, the marker. That's the ball stopper. That keeps multiple paintballs from dropping in while you're firing. So it basically keeps you from double feeding paintballs and keeps the mess down with the paintball gun. That's a little rubber piece. There's nothing that's held that in other than the two case halves together. So if this marker, as you take it over to the sink and you rinse it off with warm water, if you were to tip it over, you're going to lose that piece. All these pieces range from $5 to $20, so it all depends on how much you're going to spend, depending on how careful you are when you're taking apart this marker. For novice players, you need to really be cautious of a lot of the intricacies and pieces with this marker because they're very difficult to lose. And each one is integral to the reliability of the marker. These markers performed the same on the field when I was comparing with my friends as far as accuracy, ball velocity out of the barrel, and reliability once they're put together and running great. But where they differ is in their construction. They're both priced relatively the same. You can find them between $70 and $100. So, you know, it all depends on how much you're wanting to spend, but you can find them at the same price pretty much anywhere you go. Due to my 16 years experience playing with these different types of markers, I much prefer the Spyder over the Tippman, and it's just because of ease of use. It's a one-pin construction, no tools necessary, whereas the Tippman is a lot of tools necessary, a lot more attention to detail as far as where parts go, where parts came from, and that sort of thing. I hope this helps you in your endeavors. If you're interested in paintball and you're looking for a marker to satisfy your paintballing needs, I would highly recommend the Spyder Victor as a great introductory marker. Thank you very much.